project.
See the Jamaican flag.
Yeah, I'm Jamaican. My dad still over. He got deported.
Okay.
He done off the few people
I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
early '90s, late '80s. They caught him and deported him.
Oh.
He ain't been back ever since. So I ain't seen him since I was about 4, 5. Yeah, we chop it up. You know, he in Mandeville. He in Portmore. He working on Usain Bolt hotel right now. He's a carpenter. So he got deported back to Jamaica. The GOAT is me, of course. 34 is my favorite number. That was my football number at Plant City High. The reason why it's my favorite football number, I was born in '85. Walter Payton won a Super Bowl in '85. So Sweetness, that's my favorite football player. And of course, I keep that man up above, close to me at all times. Make sure I give him that time every single morning, every single night, and every time I get a chance. You know, um, the owl represents the wife. She just see all the BS that goes on that I don't really catch. All the, she's the checks and balances. She makes sure everything is everything. She makes sure if I bring her idea, she kind of play devil's advocate. Why wouldn't it work? Why should it work? And why is it gonna work? So she really helped me out in that category, man. And I couldn't do it without her. The TCRT is my daughter, Talia Carmen Renee Thorpe. She is my world. She is my everything. And the CR in the middle, which is her middle name, Carmen Renee. That comes from Carmen is my wife's mom that passed away, and Renee is my mom. Y'all know as my mama Phyllis in our Plant City, but that's Renee is my mom. And then the Superman sign, it looks like a 3, but it's a B. And if you flip it the other way, it's an M. That's for my 2 boys, Mikael and Braden. So those are my guys. Again, I can't do it without them. Those are my superheroes, and I kind of live through them. All of my childhood things that I never got a chance to do, either with a father, either through sports, either through academics. I'm able to kind of live through them in that realm. So I make sure when I wear this jacket, it's just that symbolism of just hope, love, appreciation, strength. It's kind of like my armor, my super cape. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And of course, touchdown therapy is something that I want to make a household name. I'm striving to be the #1 therapist in Florida. Getting a lot of buzz on social media. I'm getting a lot of traction on my page, but I want to really make therapy a household name. Everybody should want to talk to a therapist. Not that you're crazy, but you may have questions, issues, or concerns. You may need to go on the couch and just 3 sessions, 4 sessions. Sometimes people do therapy once a week, twice a week, once every other week, once a month, or just maintenance therapy. Whatever you do, I want to be able to make therapy a household name for everybody's household, to where it's normal. Everybody in the household go to therapy. Everybody kind of checks in and kind of spar with their therapist, to where we can just be better all around. And that's what I think is going to move the culture forward. But again, it starts with this jacket, and I'm here, man.
It's definitely needed. Therapy is definitely needed. So this is another episode of the Six Figure Felon Podcast, where we bring you stories and interviews from men and women who made mistakes, paid their debt to society, and they get into the bag.
Yes.
Now, we're a little different. We're doing this a little different. I'm excited to bring on my brother, man, CoachB, man. Me and his brother known each other for quite a while, man. And what he got going, man, we had to bring this to the podcast because therapy is needed. And me and him, we was on the phone for well over an hour last night.
Yes.
Talking about a series of topics. But what we're going to do with this is we're going to speak on how can this relate to us, inmates, convicts coming home from prison. And me and you had discussions about that.
Yes.
I'm gonna put it out there. I never really spoke publicly about it, but I not only contemplated suicide, I actually tried to commit suicide. And me and bro was talking last night, and he just touched me, and I had to get him on the podcast. My question, I got to go back to the beginning. Therapy. You wasn't. I'm pretty sure you wasn't raised around therapists, a therapist that looked like you.
Nope.
Okay, so tell us what made you get into it. Like what the start, what broke ground.
I've always been someone who kind of dabbled in mentoring. Back in the day, I don't know what middle school or elementary school you went to. They had the Big Brother, Big Sister program. Um, most of it was a joke, but as far as me wanting to kind of come back after I got to college to reach back to the children and go read books to them and go talk to them about bullying and just taking care of themselves. I didn't know how to get into the realm of therapy. I didn't know what therapy was and what it was about. And I really didn't know that black people can become therapists. I just always thought the black people become mentors and coaches and the white folks, they become therapists. Because again, it's not talked about in our neighborhoods. It's not talked about in our households. It's not, nobody talks about it. I'm talking about funerals, deaths, people, doing certain things. Like nobody talks about we need to go see a therapist, and it's foreign language to us. So whenever after I met my wife, she was doing social work, and I say, babe, why don't you just become the full therapist? Because she was kind of going back and forth, and she didn't want to kind of jump out there. And I'm all for jumping out there and putting yourself out there. And it was a little bit scary for us. And she became a therapist. And she was doing social work for many years before we met. But she started the agency when we first met, and throughout the years, just me getting let go and fired from various jobs, and then COVID happening, it was like, man, I don't like that. No matter how far you reach up in the company, they can fire you. Like you're disposable at any time. So she was getting feedback from her clients, like, hey, can your husband talk to my husband? Hey, can your husband talk to my son? And it was like oh, babe, I do it for free. Let's do it, because it's just in me to help. But she was like, well, you know what? We need to do something about it. Like let's pivot right here. You need to go to school. And I was like, no, I don't want to go to school. I got my degree already. I don't want to go back to school because I hate writing and I hate reading boring things that I'm not interested in. So she told me, babe, to get in this room, to get in these rooms that it's a high demand for, you need to go back to school. And we sat down and we talked about it. And when I told her yes, which is again why I feel like she's my eyes. From the moment I told my wife I want to go back to school, I'm willing to go back to school, she had me signed up, filled out the paperwork, sent me the emails. I was in a class in like maybe 8 days.
Real.
I'm talking about literally
She got on it.
On it. Financial
She
aid.
was on it before
She
you already-
man, she was
You
on
said,
it.
Yeah, she was like, yeah, I
Yeah.
knew you was going.
She was. It was over. And then fast forward to now, I see the demand this industry has on what a black male therapist can bring to the table, and I have all of the elements that is needed for us to thrive in this arena. It's not too many of us. Again, us black heterosexual males make up 0.5% of all therapists in America. Us black people make up 4.1%. And most of that 4.1% are women. And then you have the mixed people, and you have just So we us black men we go all the way down to right around 0.5, 0.4% of that percentage, and I think that I know I have what it takes to bring everything full circle for somebody to sit across from me. I can come at them in a clinical lens now, but I can also come at them in the more realistic lens because I've been there. I've seen that. Yeah. I've felt that. I know what that looks like. I know what that abandonment feels like. Oh, your daddy what? Oh yeah, I know what that feels like. Oh, your mama what? Got you. I know what that feels like. Or you still going through grief of something that happened 20 years. Yep, I know what that feels like. So now I can help you work through the BS. I can help you work through skeletons or dark places or clouds or storms or rains or just heartaches. I can help you work through so much of this trauma that you've been going through, but I can make it manageable. I can articulate it in a proper manner to you now versus just barking at you. So which is why I feel I'm in a great space right now.
So since you've been in this industry, like you said, it's, the black heterosexual male, there's not a lot. Have you come into contact with other black hetero therapists and talked about the industry, the challenges there's in this industry, like the I don't know, the commonality, y'all being from, how is that?
Yeah, I talked to a few in Florida and a few in Florida and a few in Georgia. It's politics, man. It's gatekeepers a little bit. They don't. We're the minority for real. For real. We go back down to a smaller minority when it comes to therapy, because it's not every day you meet a black male therapist. That's not an everyday thing. It's not a norm. So after getting your degree and everything, and of course, to be licensed, you have to do your hours and have a supervisor or whatnot. But just doing the business of therapy, I feel that us black male therapists, it's almost like a cheat code, because since it's not too many of us, when people see me on that screen out of 3,000 therapists, it's like, oh yeah, I'm talking to him.
Yeah.
I wanna see him, and it makes sense now. But feeling it, it's like, nah, man, we need more therapists, and most men don't become therapists because there's not a lot of us anyway, so they kind of just bypass that type of industry. But now that I'm in it, it's like I wouldn't have it any other way, because I stand out on social media amongst any other therapist. I stand out on Psychology Today amongst any other therapist, and just my content alone is like, you know what, this guy's relatable. You know what, I like him. So if you're likable and you see yourself having a nice casual conversation with me, it makes sense for you to come sit on the couch and let's talk about it.
Definitely. So, I mean, what are some of the obstacles that you had to go through to be what you are right now today? Like, because you say some in this industry you wouldn't think, but it are some gatekeepers per se. So, what are some of the obstacles you had to go through?
Just when it comes to school, a lot of us in my school with the school I went to, it's not too many, again, black folks going back to school, getting that master's degree, because the curriculum is so strenuous. There's so many papers and so many discussion papers and so many hours you have to do with your intern, and we don't have time to do that. Right. Like, we don't have time. We don't have time, because we got kids, and
Exactly.
we got
exactly.
marriage. We got the family.
Exactly.
We got bills. Can you take out 30 hours of your time right now and do something else right now?
Of course not.
It's no way
Yeah,
and not get paid for it.
Exactly.
Like, I'm talking about every weekend, every time you get alone time or free time, it's taken, because you're a full-time student now. You can't do that, which is why I 100% big my wife up, because she held it down big time.
Yes, sir.
She really, really held it down, and she stepped up to the plate. Hey, I can admit, man, that sometimes she bit my head off a few times, but she really held it down, and she understood the assignment to a T, to where for us to really fly in this marriage, for us to be that black excellence family, for us to be that superpower couple, I have to eat beans and rice for a couple years. She understood that.
Exactly.
Now, we ain't eating beans and rice no more. We good.
Exactly.
We good.
Exactly.
We good for real.
I want to just take the moment to just add that emphasis on how important a spouse is.
Man, a spouse is probably the most important relationship you'll ever have in your life. Like, we don't talk about it enough. Who you pick to do life with will be the most important person. It should be. but it will, to me, it will be the most important relationship you ever have in your life, because that's the person you're going to do everything. You're going to travel with. You're going to talk about finances with. You're going to have kids. You're going to create people with this person. You're going to be in each other's presence during vulnerable moments. You're going to agree to disagree. You're going to grief with family members going to be lost around you. You're going to grow with this person. This person's going to see you from when they first met you to 5 years from now, to 10 years from now, to 20 years from, and but this person is going to be beside you. And no other relationship is like that except the person you choose to do life with. So I feel like my wife is single-handedly the most important person I know, and me being able to be vulnerable around her and me being able to open up to her, it's gotten me to a point where I'm able to articulate myself in a better manner. I'm able to walk in my presence. I'm able to just become the man I need to be, not only for my kids, but for her and just for society. For you guys to meet this version of me, she has a lot to do with that. I'm talking about, a lot.
Man,
So
you got me wanna just
yeah.
text my fiance I love you right now. For no reason.
Yeah. Man, listen, I'm telling you, man, you got to do it, man. If you look at my phone right now, I can show you. Not this definitely wasn't planned. I can show you right now. Look at the last 3 text messages I sent my wife in the blue right there. What did it say?
I miss you. You are amazing. I appreciate you. Yeah.
And that was an hour before I got here. Like, for real. Like, I'm talking about in real life. Most people can say it just to make it sound. I live it in real life, and that's one thing we have to stop doing. We have to just stop saying stuff that make it sound good and actually be that person.
Yeah.
And I had to work on becoming that person. And now that I am that person, it's like I want to drop those jewels for you guys, and I want you to see a person in flesh that's actually doing the work for real, for real.
Exactly. You happy in real life.
In real life.
Not Instagram, social media happy.
Bro, I sleep good.
Yeah.
I sleep good. Listen, I know those nights to where you just stuck looking at the ceiling and you got stuff going, the mind just don't go off.
Yeah.
Bro, I promise you, I sleep real good at night. And I'm talking about throughout the night. I don't wake up in the middle of the night. I don't have to take bathroom breaks in the middle of the night. I sleep from the moment I lay down to when I wake up and hug and kiss my wife to where we connected in the morning.
Exactly.
Wow.
Every night.
There's nothing like waking up next to the person that you just love. You wake up and smile. Just
For real.
Look,
Yep.
look beside you and just smile.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So let me ask you this.
Talk to me.
When it comes to black men therapy, I actually attended therapy when I first came home from prison.
Yes, sir.
And I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't mean to bring race in it for our producer, JR, But I was sitting across, I went and met a guy that my therapist I went and seen. He was a Caucasian male with glasses. I couldn't mentally check in because I didn't feel comfortable completely opening up to him because I felt like he couldn't relate to nothing I was gonna say.
Was it the glasses?
No, but I couldn't relate at all. Yep. Now I'm sitting here listening to you, right? When you sit and put your wife on this pedestal,
Have to.
I'm sitting here thinking like, man, I'm lagging. But it takes a black, strong man like you to say this, not only talk about it, stand on it.
Yep.
So this is my thing. You know you got an uphill battle.
Yeah.
Getting black young men to take therapy seriously, that's an uphill battle.
It's really an uphill battle.
So what is CoachB and Touchdown Therapy going to do about it to take that challenge head on?
Okay. For one, doing stuff like what we're doing right now. That's getting it out there. Making sure I put content out there in front of the people. You see my content on social media all the time, and just making sure I'm just being relatable. Making sure I'm able to be coachable to my mentor and to navigate the proper way in these streets. And I'm tapping back into the community. Anytime I see events going on, I want to go post up at events or either sign up as a vendor for the events, sell my t-shirts. But it's not about the money for the t-shirts and the hats. It's about bringing awareness to therapy, because a lot of people sometimes they don't know how to sign up for therapy, and a lot of times if you think about it, when do we ever meet a therapist just walking out and just being in the we don't even
Exactly.
meet these people.
You don't run into them.
So with me being a therapist, I want to bring more awareness to it, and I want to just normalize it. It's about normalizing it, because with us people, since it's not in our community, we don't talk about it. It's kind of low key taboo, because to go to therapy you got to be crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to change the stigma around it and say, hey, listen, you can be a regular normal person. No depression issues, no stress issues. You could just be having the just you know what, Coach B, I just have some questions for you and some concerns. I just got married. I don't know if I'm doing this marriage the right way, and we want to have kids, and I don't know if I'm the best father as of right now. Can you help me out? I meet you exactly where you are. Hey, Coach B, I'm having a career change right now. I don't know what to do. Help me navigate my life right now.
So
Let's
like
make it
you
happen.
Okay, so like you said, like it's not normal. Going to a therapist, finding a therapist. So where can the average person find a therapist?
Right now, you can go on Psychology Today. You can find a therapist there. Depends on your location. With me, you don't have to be in the Tampa Bay area for me to do therapy with you. I can do therapy with anybody in Florida, virtually. It's called telehealth therapy. I can do it with anybody in Florida. Same exact platform, same exact situation, same hour, 50 minutes to an hour session. But it'll be Psychology Today. You can reach a therapist. Again, depends on what area they're in. You can reach them on TikTok. You can reach them on Instagram. If of course, if you see their content, if you like the way they, what they're doing, or you just simply just old school Google a therapist in your area. It depends on what pops up in your area. But for therapists, Psychology Today is the best way to find a therapist in your area.
Okay. Did you plug in your
That's what I
social
was
media
just-
page?
Well, my social media, again, I'm Coach B. My social media on Instagram is Touchdown Therapy, all one word. Touchdown Therapy, all one word together. You're going to see my Touchdown Therapy logo pop up, and you're going to see Coach B pop up. On TikTok, I have probably roughly over 15 to 20,000 subscribers on TikTok. Same exact thing. Touchdown Therapy, all one word. And you're going to see Coach B pop up to where you can comment, share, like, subscribe to all of my content, and also share it with your top 10 to 20 friends as well. Because again, this is very, very needed in our community.
Exactly.
Last night we had a conversation.
Talk
You
to me.
said something, man.
Talk to me, man. I know I struck a nerve, man. I was going there, boy.
Ooh, where you was. But you said, ideal therapy is going to sit on somebody's couch. You say, Ed, just call me, man, and I get in that passenger seat and I'll ride with you.
Yes, sir.
And I'm like, yo. So you actually will go out your way to go bend corners with somebody to be in a situation where you're both on common ground, relatable, and talk to them. Now, I know that's just, I'm saying that to say the bigger picture. You willing to go out your way. You get what I'm saying? To put yourself in, an unfamiliar situation because it's their car. To get to, your clients, your patients.
Yes.
So basically what I'm saying is, I can't relate, bro. I can't talk to a therapist that's a female or a male. I'm not misogynistic and I'm not racist, by the way. We're going, but I can relate to a black man, a black alpha man, because I never had that in my life, and I yearn for that.
I'm gonna go back to a piece of what we spoke about. Whenever I have someone reach out to me, I have maybe 3-4 people a day reach out to me, and it's like, hey, Coach B, I seen you on social media. I wanna try this therapy thing out, or they fill out an inquiry on my website. Again, on my website, when you go to touchdowntherapy.com, when you go down to fill out an inquiry, you'll fill out your name, email, phone number, and put what city and state that you're in, and write me a message to where when I do get back to you, I can just call you with the next steps moving forward to put you on my calendar. But to get back to what Ed said, whenever they reach out to me, it's like, Coach B, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how this therapy thing work. what do I do? What's the next steps? Do we talk right now? Do I set up a time? Like, man, I really don't want to do it because my wife is making me do it, or I know I need to do it because I'm not getting through to my wife, or something's going on in my life, and I need to talk to somebody about that. So can you explain to me what's the process? And I would say, well, Mr. Ed, this is what I'll do, man. How's therapy, Coach B? Well, Ed, therapy is like this. Imagine once a week, you're gonna hire me to step in your car every single week. I'm gonna sit in the back passenger seat of your car. You're gonna tell me all of your problems, concerns, issues, or questions that you have. You're gonna say, hey, Coach B, I got side swipe last week. Hey, Coach B, I caught a flat tire going through that yard right there with all those nails. Hey, Coach B, my air conditioner kind of don't work every now and again. Hey, Coach B, this seatbelt don't work over here. You're going to tell me all of those issues that's going on in your life. And as we ride down this road for an hour a week, you can have me in this car for 2 hours a week, 3 hours a week, or once a week, once every other week, once every 3 weeks, or once a month, however long you need me in your car. But when I get in your car, I'm going to only talk about what you told me that you want to fix. So if you want to fix how you drive, how you navigate your life, your marriage, you as a man, you as a father, you as a business partner, we're going to talk about that. It may rub you the wrong way, but that's what we're going to talk about once I get in your car every single week. And you have the keys to your car. You are on the steering wheel. You can kick me out your car whenever you want to. But once you let me in this car, I'm going to talk about the things we need to talk about to sharpen your tool. I'm going to give you coping mechanisms. I'm going to give you ways to think outside the box, because your whole life, you've been a first-person shooter your whole life. You've only navigated from your standpoint your whole life. I'm in the skybox, Ed. Exactly. I see you, everybody on the football field, and the other 80,000 people in the stands.
Talk that.
Exactly.
I got a good seat.
Exactly.
You zoomed in. You can't see everybody in the concession stand and everybody in the skybox with me, but I can.
Exactly.
So since you're in that zoomed in arena, whenever I get in your car, I'm going to zoom you out a little bit to let you see the bigger picture of it. And I'm going to do this every single week. Talk to you about certain things. Again, your hand is on your life. You 10 and 2 on your own life. If I say, hey, Ed, remember last time you say you got in some trouble when you turned right? I'm in the back passenger seat. I'm suggesting you either go straight or turn left. You can turn right if you want to, because again, you have your hands on your life. Wow. You're paying me to tell you, or to suggest to you to turn left or keep straight. And I'm going to suggest to you to turn left or keep straight. But if you want to go right, I'm cool with it. It's your life. But I don't control you, nor do I want to. I'm not behind the scenes with you. I'm here with you for an hour every single week, or for whatever long the duration is. And that's my job. That's what you hire me for. It's to hold you accountable. It's to sharpen your tool. It's to allow you to grow and blossom and become a better person than what you were whenever I met you. That's my 100% job whenever I meet you. And to hold a safe enough space for you to share the bullshit, for you to express all of the demons and all of the storms and the trauma and the heartache and the abuse that you've went through. Let's talk about it. I'm here for you. I'm not criticizing you. I'm not telling your business to your auntie and them or your cousin. No. It's between me and you. Confidentiality agreement. It's going to be only talked about between me and you. So I'm here to hold that space for you and to watch you grow right in front of me. And again, if you're not putting that work in, and if you come to me and I get in that car and you still turning right, and you told me you don't want to turn right, guess what? As a therapist, I'm going to fire you. As a client, because you're not doing what you're supposed to do, and it's been weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks to where we're not getting any progression. So I'm only wanting to use my platform for people that's willing to do the work and that's capable of doing the work. And that's each and every week. You're gonna have hiccups because we're human. But if I can say, you know what, you tried. You know what? You're doing it. You know what? Keep going. You know what? I got you. You know what? Let's take a couple steps back. Let's do a different modality in therapy, but then let's get back on it. But if I can do that with you, I'm gonna rock out with you till the wheels fall off. But if not, we got to pivot.
I love that analogy of
sir.
the car because,
sir.
I mean, of course, you travel in the car, and if you know anything about life, it's a journey.
Yes.
So, I mean, how important, let us know how important it is having that person on this journey in the back seat watching from a different perspective, how important that is.
It's very important because most people never look at their life from a different perspective. Most people they don't look at it from that perspective. How many have you ever played Madden before?
Yes.
Are you good at it?
No.
What are you good at?
I'm good at racing car games.
Racing car games. Have you ever played the racing car game from the passenger seat?
No.
It just don't work.
Exactly.
Have you ever played the racing car game from the what you call it the pit crew people?
No.
It just don't work. You've only been the race car guy. That's it.
Yeah.
You only know how to bend to the left. That's it, and that's all. Most people, when they live their life, they only know from that first person standpoint, and they don't know. They can't look at their situation from another person's lens. That's why they lack empathy, and they don't feel sorry for certain people because they only see it from their standpoint. That's why you have these grown ass men that's very selfish and self-centered because they can't see it from anybody else's standpoint. They lack the empathy when it comes to their wife. And their wife, hey, I'm going through postpartum. Like, yeah, whatever, you get over it. You ain't working, I'm paying all the, and you hear stuff like that. Yeah. So me allowing you to, hey, sometimes we have to look at it from your wife's standpoint. Sometimes we have to look at it from your mom's standpoint or your dad's standpoint or whoever put you through certain trauma. We have to look through it from their standpoint sometimes. Not that we're agreeing with what's going on. We have to look at it from a different standpoint so you can, again, grow in that arena because it's all about unlearning and then relearning certain things the right way. That's what it's really about.
So you touched on that topic about learning and unlearning, relearning, and lacking empathy. We had a discussion last night about emotional management.
Ooh.
It got deep.
One right there, boy.
Can you break down to the people how important it is for us men to have control of our emotions?
Man, listen. Emotional management will cripple. It has crippled us as a society because we don't even know where to start when it comes to managing our own emotions. And I tell people all the time, if you don't seek therapy, your spouse or whoever your partner becomes is going to go through that bullshit. And you're gonna put them through that trauma. And whenever they're telling you these certain things, it may not come out the right way. And then you're gonna want to act crazy or have an out-of-body experience or put your hands on them, and that's not the right way. We have to go to therapy to be able to manage our emotions. I'm not saying don't feel. You can feel. You can be mad or angry or irritated or upset or kind of ticked off, but it's what you do with that energy. Let's have a conversation. Let's connect. Me and the wife, we have certain things to where it don't rub her. I say certain things that it don't rub her the right way, or she say certain things that don't rub me the right way, but I'm able to still be loving in the household. I'm able to still have a conversation with her and have a conversation with my kids and just be a normal dad or a stand-up person. It doesn't change me as a person. It just say, you know what? That made me irritated a little bit. Let me take a couple steps back and let me press forward because now I know how to manage that emotion. I know how to show that poker face and kind of put that to the side for the bigger picture at the moment. I know how to, you know what? At night, let me check back in with the wife. Hey, earlier, that didn't make me feel too good. Tell my son, hey, you was a little dismissive to mom earlier, and that didn't make me feel too good. What's really going on? Versus spazzing out in the moment.
Yeah,
I can have those emotions. I can have those emotions with my family members, but do it in a healthier way. It's all about doing it in a healthier way. Because again, if not, it only brings about just abuse and trauma. And it's only trauma that we've already went through. You know, I whoop ass because my mama whooped ass.
So let me ask a question for a friend. What will be the point of not being unable to control your emotions and being a man and taking a stand? At what point that those two collide? As a man, you get disrespected. Like we talking about a stranger on the street.
Yeah.
So you get disrespected by an individual. At what point it's like, oh, because one thing I see that everybody got different views on everything else, and a lot of times black people are looked at as not being able to control their emotions, and one of the emotions are anger, and we put our hands on people. So at what point it's like, okay, yeah, that was justifiable. You can put your hands on that person for disrespecting you to a certain
Politically
extent.
correct will be never, but I'm interested.
Well, I mean, no. I mean, like, I'm asking the therapist for a friend.
He talking about himself, bro.
No, I'm not.
He just choked somebody out last night.
Yeah.
At the
I done
at the
seen his
hookah
wrath.
lounge.
I seen his wrath, bro.
He goes 0 to 100
I
fast.
mean,
You do.
at what point is okay, like, yeah, you got disrespected, so okay, yeah, go ahead and do that.
Listen.
Or it's only until somebody put their hands on you to the point where like it got physical with you first. You wait till somebody put their hands on you to, and I mean, just my frame of thought. Why wait to get assaulted then to?
Got you. I got you. It's so many ways to answer this question.
It's deep.
It's real deep. It's listen, we could talk about this alone for an hour. But the short answer, I always ask myself, for me, and there's no right or wrong way to handle certain things. You know, when you feel it that this is, you got to push it to the wall. When they get hit in your ballpark, you got to play it. And I understand that. When you go back to it and ask me, the person, Coach B, when you get disrespect, first of all, I'm not in environments where I get disrespected. Period. I'm not in those environments. I'm not in an environment where somebody can be belligerent and be all drunk or spit in my face or try to. I'm not there. Let's play devil's advocate. If I'm in that environment, I see it because, again, I'm not scared of anybody. It's just more so I know me, and I know I'm going to push it to the max. Babe, let's get up out of here. Let's go. Like he acting, the party over. Let's go somewhere else. And
Before
I'm
it
okay
get to that
because back in the day, it's like, oh, we staying here. Oh, if it's up, it's up.
Yeah.
Or if we gotta go, if we going there. You know how if we going there, we going there. But me now, bro, I have a daughter that
Too much to lose.
that jumps in my arms every time I come in the house. I'm not about to let you put me in an environment to finesse me out of that.
Yeah.
Like me beating you up or me pushing it to the max. Now I got to go sit down for I don't know how many days, or they got to check the cameras and all this stuff, or now done put my hands on somebody or had to fatally end somebody's timeline because of what? Because I didn't have enough control or enough self-awareness to where, you know what, hey, this party's over. Or you know what, hey, this is making me uncomfortable. Hey, you know what, hey, if this does happen, I know what I'll do. So let me leave. Because again, man, I will be even more angrier or more pissed off that I allowed this situation to finesse me out of walking in the house and feeling a warm hug from my wife.
Exactly.
Or feeling a warm hug from my daughter. Exactly. I would be pissed off at that. So again, man, listen, it's not worth it. Don't get yourself in those type of environments or situations.
So hold on. So just be clear for my friend that asked the question.
Stop it.
A bullshit?
If it's not a life and death situation, just walk away. Get out of there.
You walk away, man.
Gotcha.
We got this little stigma in black. Well, ain't do that.
Yeah.
Listen, get out of there.
Exactly.
Why are we even here? If
Exactly.
this environment is not serving us, why are we here? Again, you need to be celebrating or chopping it up, or if we're not having business meetings, you think me and Ed finna go to the club and just be in there dancing and bumping in the pit? No. We going to have either a business meeting, we either talking about some moves we're going to make, or we have our people with us to where it's a family. It's all love. It's family.
Exactly.
Outside of that, nah, we good.
Listen, man, let me tell you something, man. An old school dude told me this, man. Whenever you get to that point, just picture yourself walking through booking. and listen, just being booked into jail. Just picture yourself in the back of your mind going through booking.
Yeah.
And it worked for me every time, bro. Like he get on me sometimes. He say I become passive. And I become passive because, like you just said, I got too much to lose now. When I had, especially you got too much to lose, bro. So now with these guys that move off impulse and just do stupid stuff,
They have nothing to lose.
they
man.
have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? We're at a point now in life. We got family. We got time invested in careers. We got, like he said, man, coming home to his daughter, hugging him. Man, ain't nobody trying to lose that.
Yeah.
So I just put that in the forefront of my head.
I agree 100%. It's just the fact that being in situations that, like the last situation I was in, because I work with a hedge fund company and I manage property.
Yes, sir.
In this particular property, I was managing, and it was a knucklehead
Yeah.
that called his sons and whatever.
You're gonna have
and
those.
they got guns.
Yeah. You got.
And you on a property I'm managing.
Yeah.
I'm not finna walk around here scared because I ain't scared of nobody, but I ain't finna walk out here like an old dummy.
Yeah.
And it was just an unfortunate situation that, it's actually not unfortunate because it's like all charges got dropped.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
But,
I
bro,
remember
imagine what it could have went. Though.
yeah, I
It could
understand that.
have went
It
totally.
could have went
Yeah.
When
Yeah,
you
but
do it like
like he
that,
say,
you gamble.
exactly. But that was a situation where it's not like you can just walk away and never come back.
Got you. I understand that. It's certain rules to it, but I do understand that.
Proper channels as well.
Yeah, certain situations you
I know
gotta.
coming where we come from,
Yeah.
man, you got to put that pride aside and pick up that phone and dial 911.
You gotta pick up that phone
I'm
because
sorry.
again the way you guys come from, it's almost like an unwritten rule to where that's not your first thing to do, and again that's part of that stigma that we're talking about. You have to unlearn that.
Facts.
Okay, we have to unlearn that because I can speak from trauma. I got out. Of course, ever calling the police is not in the book. But the first time I ever called the police was, I never forget, I was out. I started a landscaping company. I am in my neighborhood. In fact, I am going in as I got a lawnmower in my hand, pushing a lawnmower. My cousin is with me. He got a weed eater and a gas tank in his hand. We're going into my cousin's property. The next door neighbor pulls out a 44. What y'all doing? Boss man, you don't see a lawnmower? No, my cousin behind me with a weed eater? Like, you just pull out a gun on us.
Yeah.
I called police. You know what they did? Nothing.
But if the roles were reversed,
Exactly. But then moving on, leaving because I still party now and then. Last time, the last time I ever called the police, I was leaving the club. I was in my Jaguar. Somebody trailed me. They waited till I got on the back street and ran behind me. I wasn't tipsy, but I just like, whoa, you just bumped me. You just hit this car.
Yeah.
I get out. It's a jack move. They carjacked me. So they robbed me, took off with my car. I go to the nearest gas station. Hey, I just got carjacked. Call the police. Police come. Where your car at? What kind of car it is? Go on the radio, shoot off. So they come get my statement. He was carjacked. Da 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 da. All right, but we on it. They left me at the gas station.
Dang.
Mind you, this
I was
is
gonna give you a
1,
ride
2
home.
o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
They asked me where I live. Matter of fact, if my memory serves me right, they didn't even get my ID
Yeah.
to write a report. They just left me at that gas station from getting carjacked by myself. And I had to call my people like, hey, I need a ride home. Come get me.
I
They
remember that
cared
night.
nothing.
I remember that night.
They
vividly.
don't.
They cared nothing. So
Nothing
it's
at
like,
all.
why would I call you for?
Again, if you're in that situation again, I would suggest you do the same thing. Because if you don't call, then what? If you handle it yourself, then what? And listen, they're gonna do what they do. There's already that stigma against us. Like, I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do. We can't dictate who is gonna come to the scene, how they're gonna handle it, what side of the bed they woke up on this morning, what time they get off. We can't. We don't need to worry about all that. Do what you're supposed to do. Make sure you dot all your I's, cross all your T's, and just be that good person. Period.
What's they saying? It's a saying. Life is 95% of what happened. No, 5% of what happened to you. 95% of how you respond to it, or something. I could be quoting it wrong.
Yeah.
That kind of fall under that line. Like, bro, things gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. Now, how you respond? Matter of fact, we just got pulled over on our way here from Miami, and the old me, man, what you pulling me over for, man? Listen, he pulled me over, came up to the car, went in my pocket, gave him my wallet, gave him my license and registration. Simple as that. What he said, what he asked me, it was like, what's so important to you making illegal, breaking the laws or
Yeah,
something?
why we breaking the laws today?
And I said, hey, man, it was just an honest mistake. I didn't see the no U-turn sign, my ignorance. He said, okay, cool. Took my license, went back to the car, sat down for about maybe 5 minutes, came back, gave me my license. Yeah, gave me a warning.
Told you.
But it's how I acted to, well, I actually caused it because I made a legal U-turn. But at the same time, it's how I conducted myself
Yes.
after it happened.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that was a different situation. One thing I can honestly say is that I never had a negative confrontation with law enforcement because I never.
Never. As a black man in America, never.
I mean, as a black man in America, no. Like, I'm talking about after being released from prison.
Right, but I'm saying that as I'm being sarcastic because people make this, and me and you had this discussion before.
I won't say we
police
never
is not the
had
devil,
words.
bro.
Yeah.
No. I won't say we never had words, but it never okay. First of all, one of the things you learn, I learned how to just stay out of Dodge. Definitely, how to move. You move in a certain ways to the point where you don't get, you don't have that confrontation.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you do, you will have the here and there's the ones that
This
see
is the
you
same
and try
way.
to.
This is the same way I'm saying you need to move that way in life. You move that way to try to duck and duck because it's the game you guys play, and I understand it.
Yeah.
Like we don't deal with them, they don't deal with us. We do what we do. Your job is to try to catch us to doing what we do. I get it, 100%. And you don't. When you come in contact with them, you say little words and you keep it very, very brief.
Exactly.
Be that person in life and not get yourself in certain situations with our own people, because again, when one shoots you or one try to push you to the max, they're gonna look like us. So get yourself out of that situation as well, not just with law enforcement, because sometimes it's bad to say, those people that we have to get ourselves away from look like us. They look exactly like us.
Yes. But
Those dudes that carjacked, what was they?
Exactly.
I think it was a mix. It was dark. It was dark. But no. One thing I can honestly say, a lot of the time, it don't be the people that look like me. And besides one or two confrontations that I had that, unfortunately, that almost could have turned out real bad, was people that looked like me. But it's a lot of people nowadays that is getting more and more vocal for no reason and trying to have a
Social
confrontation,
media.
and it don't look like me.
That's just ignorant behavior that want you to react to it. Like you think you about to cuss me out and say all this stuff, bro? I look at you like you're crazy and just get back in my car and leave. That costs
know
me.
who you
I
are.
know who I am, bro. I love me,
Yeah.
and I love them people that's at home waiting for me. And you got your chest poked out. You trying to prove a point. You good. Let me go the other way. But what we do, we keep walking that way. We keep we for to make him stand on that.
Yeah.
Or who we trying to prove
ain't
this
worth
to?
it.
It's not
Exactly.
worth it.
It's not worth it.
To
Just
prove
keep it
to
moving.
him that you about that as well. It's not worth it, man. Listen, go the other way. We have this thing that's backwards. We have to look at it from a different perspective because again, if you have pop up in your mind what's most important to you in those moments, you will know to to go the other way. But you've been conditioned to make people stand on that. You've been conditioned to I'm standing on my respect. You gonna respect me because I don't disrespect you. You about to respect me right now. Or I'm about to put one. You stand on that, and that's not. I can't say that that's the right way to do things. It's always one way, more than one way to skin a cat, but it's not worth it, man. It's really not worth it at all.
I answered this question before. It ain't no right or wrong answer. But in the climate we in, right?
Yes, sir.
I feel as though we're being hunted.
Listen, this been going on.
Yeah, exactly.
You-
It's just more exactly. It's just more where we can see it on a regular basis.
Yeah, this has been going on. People, especially men, it's the jail cells is filled with us. You know, they put certain rules and regulations in place to where we can't be in the household with our women. You know, they make it hard for us to like the child support agency is we back child support like crazy. The race that has the largest in the hole or back child support is black men.
Yeah.
You know, we the most people that's incarcerated, fatherless homes, man, everything. Suicide. We committing suicide at a higher rate. You know, you can name every statistical category we are failing in. You know, and we just have to change the narrative. And it was me a long time ago again, just trying to. I was talking about, man, we need more black therapists. It ain't many black therapists, and I was a part of the problem. And I had to stop being a part of the problem. I had to get out of that hamster wheel and really get out of the actual hamster wheel cage and say, damn, what can I do about this? And I did something about it. I was going to turn 37 anyway, but now I'm 37 and a therapist now. You know, it's a different ball game.
Coming from a therapist standpoint or just a man standpoint, what will be the steps that you see we can take to try to change?
Talk about it more. Every chance you get. People it's almost like the magical word now. They want to therapy this and therapy that. You can't name 5 people that go to therapy consistently right now. You can't name it.
I can't.
You can't. It's not 5 to 10, but you can name 5 people that got a gym membership.
True.
So we need to talk about it more. Every time you get a chance, you talk about therapy. I went my man from Plant City, the Route Guy. You know him on Instagram. Dude is amazing. Every time he talked to the NFL players, he bring up, hey, tap in at touchdown therapy. Coach B, he'll give you that work. Tap in. Hey, Coach B, I got some people over here. I ain't been home in a couple months, but hey, listen, I'm gonna throw out your social media. You might get some follows and some DMs today. Every chance he get, he talk not just hey we need therapy or hey I know y'all going no. I know we need therapy, and I'm gonna tell you what therapist to go to because I know him personally because he's from Plant City, just like I'm from Plant City, and he's gonna give you that good work. So every chance we get, we have to plug in. It don't have to be me. It can be somebody else, but plug in, hey, go to therapy. It's beneficial for you, but the problem, again, that some people or that we are having, we don't go to therapy. So it's foreign to talk about something that you're not going to. So it's hard to how can people see a genuine feeling of, damn, I know you changed because you went to therapy? It's not that feeling, so we kind of loosely talk about it. But when you go through that journey, and it's like, bro, like this man changed my life. It's a different atmosphere when you talk about it now. So whenever you talk about it, you can talk about it from first person, like, hey, this is what I went through. Or, you know what, I know this needs to happen more in our culture, and let me plug my man in. Or let me just give you guys a few therapists to go, a platform to go talk about, or a platform to go find a therapist. But again, plug a therapist in or plug therapy in anytime you get a chance. Because I can't reach everybody you reach. And you can't reach everybody I reach. So if you, prime example, if Ed drive trucks and I know somebody that's in that realm of course I'm plugging him in all day. Because he's the only one in that arena I know that does what he does. You know? So just it's all about talking about it, bringing it up. If it's important to you, plug your audience in.
Can you put the time